The Nazi Army, officially known as the Wehrmacht, was the unified armed forces of Nazi Germany from 1935 to 1945. Under the command of Adolf Hitler, the Wehrmacht became one of the most powerful and technologically advanced military forces in the world during its time. Formation and organization. The Nazi Army was established following Hitler's rise to power in 1933. He quickly began rearming and expanding the military, in defiance of the Treaty of Versailles, which limited Germany's military capabilities after World War I. In 1935, the Wehrmacht was officially announced, incorporating the Army, Heer, Navy, Kriegsmarine, and Air Force, Luftwaffe. This marked the beginning of the rapid militarization of Germany under the Nazi regime. The army was divided into several branches, including infantry, armor, artillery, and specialized units like the Panzer divisions. The Luftwaffe was responsible for air warfare, while the Kriegsmarine controlled naval operations. Each branch had its own command structure, but ultimately answered to Hitler and his high command. Key leaders. The Nazi army was led by a cadre of highly skilled and loyal commanders, some of whom became infamous figures in history. Among them was Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, known as the Desert Fox for his strategic brilliance in North Africa. General Heinz Guderian was a pioneer of armored warfare and played a significant role in the early successes of the German Blitzkrieg tactics. Hermann Göring led the Luftwaffe, and Admiral Karl Dönitz commanded the Kriegsmarine after the death of Admiral Erich Raeder. Military strategies. The Nazi army employed innovative and aggressive military strategies that caught their enemies off guard, particularly during the early years of World War II. One of the most notable tactics was the Blitzkrieg, or Lightning War, which combined fast-moving armored units with air support to overwhelm enemy defenses. This strategy was highly effective in the invasions of Poland, France, and the Low Countries. Additionally, the Nazis utilized propaganda and psychological warfare to demoralize and manipulate both enemy forces and civilian populations. Joseph Goebbels, the Minister of Propaganda, played a key role in shaping public perception of the war and fostering support for the Nazi cause. Role in World War II. The Nazi army played a central role in World War II, launching a series of aggressive campaigns that reshaped the geopolitical landscape of Europe. The invasion of Poland in 1939 marked the beginning of the conflict, leading to the declaration of war by Britain and France. The subsequent Blitzkrieg campaigns in Western Europe resulted in the rapid defeat of France and the evacuation of British forces from Dunkirk. However, the tide of the war began to turn with the invasion of the Soviet Union in 1941. Despite initial successes, the Nazi army faced severe logistical challenges and brutal resistance from the Soviet forces. The Eastern Front became a grueling and protracted conflict that ultimately strained the resources of the Wehrmacht and resulted in catastrophic losses. The failure to conquer the Soviet Union and the entry of the United States into the war marked the beginning of the end for the Nazi army. As Allied forces launched offensives on multiple fronts, Germany found itself increasingly isolated and overwhelmed. The Normandy landings in 1944 and the subsequent Allied advance into Germany spelled the eventual defeat of the Nazi regime. Legacy. The Nazi army left a dark legacy of aggression, genocide, and destruction that continues to reverberate through history. Its atrocities, including the Holocaust and widespread war crimes, are a stark reminder of the dangers of totalitarianism and unchecked militarism. The defeat of the Nazi regime by Allied forces in 1945 marked the end of one of the darkest chapters in human history and laid the groundwork for the establishment of a new world order based on democracy, human rights, and international cooperation. In conclusion, the Nazi army was a formidable military force that played a central role in shaping the course of World War II. Through aggressive tactics, technological innovation, and ruthless ambition, it posed a significant threat to peace and stability in Europe and and beyond. However, the ultimate defeat of the Nazi regime demonstrated the resilience of democratic values and the determination of free nations to stand against tyranny.